Hello, good morning. Today's discussion, we're going to talk about implications that religion has on social work practice. My name is Stephanie, and I've been working with people living with HIV, indigenous people, and young people.
Hi, my name is Marjolaine. I'm happy to be here today. I have had some work with women going through domestic violence and their children. I have some experience with children living on the streets, and also with communities, especially with women and children and families.
Hi, I'm Jason, and I'm from China. So my work experience around the volunteer group, and I was a social worker in China Youth Development Foundation, and I still focus on some immigration studies. So glad to be here.
Okay, so we're going to start with first question. That is, what's the relationship between religion and social work? For me, I think for my background in my country, that's Guatemala, religion has a strong relationship with your social work practice. I'm a Catholic, but I don't practice the religion. But I've been working with a lot of people that are really Catholic or Christians. So I have seen how important for them is their religion values for the practice. And sometimes they get a little side-lighted because of the religion to really, they are not as objective as they should be with social work.
Thank you. Actually, I did do some volunteer work a lot in Latin America, and especially in Central America. I noticed how religion was driving almost social work practice in many cases. And then in Peru, it was different. It was very neutral, and I think that allowed the women involved to work with women doing sex work in a much more neutral and free way. And I felt there was a warmer welcome to the service users who were the women doing sex work.
Yeah, it's good to know, because in China it's totally different country with you guys. Actually, as a socialist country, and in China, the civil servant, you don't allow to have religions. And about the religions and the social work, I think in China is totally different. And in China, we don't advocate the social workers use the religion way to as a cure or as a planning for the clients, actually, because in the public we are avoiding to use the religion way. But actually, from the history of social work, we all know that maybe the social work is start from the religion charity things. So it's very controversial, but very interesting topic.
I also think that from some countries in Latin America, religion has a great impact in political decisions. Has a lot of impact in a lot of social programs also. So, like Jason said, it's from continent to another continent. Social work may have some influence. Religion may have some influence in the practice, but from other countries it doesn't. It's like more neutral, like Marjolaine said. So. I think that religion is for my practice in my country has been a little, it's a struggle sometimes, because there are people, for example, the gay people, the abortion topics, they're really sometimes topics that are taboo in my country. And you as a social worker encounter those topics or service user with those problems. Sometimes it's they are looking for someone to be as objective, as neutral as it can be. And some social workers are just like, no, that's not permitted by the religion. They cannot see any further. So I think that's why I consider religion has a lot of implications in practice.
Something that I noticed in Canada, because the population is very diverse, so a lot of people from very different religions. The places I worked in are where I've done practicums, it was always very religiously and politically neutral, in order to allow diversity in the service users. Because I think if you have a very diverse group with whom you're doing intervention and you're leaning towards one opinion or one belief rather than the other, you're kind of excluding at the beginning, and I don't think that's going to set the best relationship with the service users from the beginning. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, actually, by the singing from your opinions, I can say that the religions sometimes can be very good things for social workers to deal with the social work issues, but sometimes can be very controversial topic for you. It's very difficult to handle sometimes because of different religions. I'm thinking about because sometimes in China, the religion group, they are vulnerable group because they are not allowed to have their religion operating in the public place. So it's not as good as the religions in your countries. So sometimes I'm thinking about when the social worker talk about some clients, they have religion, and they will ask you, do you have religion, something like this. I will feel very stressful, and I don't even know how to answer them, because if I say this is my privacy, I don't want to know my religion, because I don't want you to have some prejudice to me. But sometimes if you keep so many privacy, this will very harmful your relationship with your clients. How's your opinion about like this? Do you have some situation like this before?
I think that when a person comes and is looking for resources or something, of course there's a relationship, but the way I feel about it is I don't necessarily need to share what I believe.
It's very private things. Right?
If the person insists and is very friendly and I can see that there's a great opening, maybe I can share some spiritual beliefs, but I think spiritual beliefs and religion is different. So, but myself, I don't necessarily, I'm not necessarily driven by especially one religion.
It's very
so, but I think spirituality I would be willing to share rather than religion.
For me, I think it depends, like Marjolaine said, like that's where are you working, because there are some strong NGOs, international NGOs in my country that are Christian. So they use religion a lot in many things. Like for example, you are starting your day and you have to do a pray every day, things like that. Even though I'm not Christian, I do it because it's like part of the institution, But for example, I do try to keep separate my beliefs from what I'm doing working. Like I said, I've worked with very religious service users, and even they sometimes they coming from a really strong religious house and they're gay, for example. So they are looking for someone who's neutral, right? So I try to just I try not to mix my own beliefs with what I'm working. I believe that a social worker should be as neutral as it can be, because you cannot be. You can have an opinion, but you should actually try to look for what's the best for the service user in that moment. In that moment, so yeah.
It makes me think also of the value of non-judgmentality, which is very important, I think, in social work practice, that the person feels somebody neutral, objective, and that they can open up to.
Yes, abandon your prejudice in the beginning, right? I think this is right.
So I think that as a summary in the discussion, we all can agree that what is most important is your practice itself, not being influenced by political or religious views. It's more important how you are and how you work as a social worker with the service user. Do you agree?
Yes, it's a nice topic.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for being here.